We are travelling in the winter of Canada at the moment, so we've got limited tools, just that $35 toolkit and about $20 worth of other little tools here. So we'll see if we can get it replaced. So the leak isn't coming from the cap, we've replaced that. It isn't coming from the hoses, top or bottom, or the drain plug. Now I've taken this front cover off, split them, and you can see it's coming from down the bottom of the radiator. You can see it's in through there. Alrighty, let's go and get this radiator. We have our coolant, takes about 12 litres, and our new radiator. $400. Alright, see air leaking quite profusely. First of all, drain the pressure. And drain it out the little plug there. Drip bucket underneath. Now we're going to take the cross member off, these challenging bolts for this little socket driver. We have to remove the two fans by those two. One bolt there, another bolt there, and unplug it. Just need to disconnect this overflow, and I've had to disconnect this top hose to get to this fan bolt. Now there are more in-depth videos on how to do this. This is just a quick one to prove you can do it with not many tools. Yeah. Alright, once you've taken the red locking pin, that one there, out, just got to squeeze this and it will release. Now the fan's out, you can get to that bottom hose. Disconnect that, pull the radiator out. Should be good. Radiator's out. Now we're just going to swap over all the little bracketries. Not bad for a plumber, eh? Just going to take this little transit bracket off the radiator. Just a bit of advice. This air conditioning core radiator thing is really hard to unclip and clip into the bottom bracket. You'll know what I mean when you get into it. So then this side's easy. So clip up the top, you squeeze with your fingers. Yeah, and then that comes away. And then the bottom pulls out. So you do, to remove it, you do that side first and pull it out of here, and then to put it back in, you put it into here. Get someone to push the radiator down while you pull this up and into it. And then you do this side. I did that side, I had to take it out and then do this side first. That's probably the hardest part of the whole operation. So we're in now with this hooked on properly. You don't want that flapping around. I just make sure the insides of your hoses are all clean too with a rag before you put them on. So it's coming back together now. Hoses on with the clamps. Just always double check your work. You got the clamps there, the fan screwed on. There's a bung in it. Bottom clamps on. And yeah, I almost forgot to put these little red clips back onto the cables. And then how they work is you've got to put them in place first and then clip it in. You can't have it clipped in and then put the red clips in. Hey, always learning. Battery terminal back on, cross member back on. Just filling her up. Got an old drink bottle cut in half as a funnel. It's giddy boo. Then we'll turn the engine on and let that bubble through, top it up as needed. We've got the cover to go back on here, and we'll responsibly dispose of our coolant and recycle our radiator. Alright, start her up, babe. She's all in. Just gotta put that cover back on. And yeah, bloody good. Stoked. She's back in, up and running. We're just going to check the coolant levels throughout the day.
That's good.
Okay, so we changed the radiator about 1,000 kilometres ago now. We've made it here to Fernie. But yesterday on the way here, when we were filling up, I popped the hood to check on everything, and I found a leak on the hose just there. It wasn't quite leaking, but it was weeping, so I thought, oh, we better get a hose for that. So there's a Canadian Tire nearby, so I got a hose to replace it. So the next day we're coming up the hill to have a ski here at Fernie, and just as we were pulling up I saw steam coming out from the bonnet, so I knew that had let go, so we're going to change that now. Alright, so we're going to take this cover off here to get to this connection for the hose here. Alright. Buddy, hold on, things off. Cheeky little ticket. Probably be right to drive it down, but I don't want to risk it. Take this off. Frozen. So I've just had to snap these clips off because they're frozen. So it's starting to snow now. The hose was frozen on, so you know we couldn't really do much there. So we are going to risk it. We're going to drive down. The engine shouldn't get up the temperature, so we should be alright. We've got coolant still in the reservoir. Yeah. And also the engine will be a bit warm, so it'll keep us warm while we're trying to work on it back down in town. Alright, we're back in town now. I've got my drip tray underneath the engine. We're just going to take this top bracket off now. Hand the camera over to Camera Girl. We've drained the pressure too. Right, take this clip off. Our grips. There we go. Just got to push it away. Yeah, we'll put it there. Oh, it's on there. A little bit of that. Push the coils. There we go. It's broken loose. I'm going to pull this off and bring it up high so it's above the height of the radiator, so the water doesn't come out. In theory. Oh. Easier said than done. There it is. Alright. Now we can drop that down. Alright, we've got the container in there for now with our funnel. Pour that into there. A little bit more out. So that's all of it out now. So we should be able to take this hose off here and no water will come out. Is it hard to see here, Nicole? Take the clip off. Come on, baby. There we go. Here's our old hose. We've got the new one inside on the heater, so it's all soft and malleable. Alright, we have the new hose now. It's nice and warm. This is obviously cold. Cool, that's that. Throw that one away for now. Put this on. Let's spring out and get ya. Falling up to the radiator slightly. We've got this clip here already on. Bit of spit always helps. All the way up to the groove, and then we'll put our clips on and grips. One. And off the end a bit more. Right there. Now this one. Alright, we're back on there. And we're back on there. We've just got to fill up the reservoir. Radiator's full there. Could do with a bit more, but I want to bleed out all the air out of it because this is full of air. We're going to go get some more coolant for it, and yeah, I'm just going to put this cover back on and should be good. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Alright, that cover's back on now, and in the nick of time it's starting to snow again. Yay.